Hello, Lacey and I have made it out of Juniper Gulch. I could finally do my little intro shot of thing. I just a little self-conscious talking on the camera when there's a bunch of people looking. So it's a really beautiful Gulch Canyon, whatever you want to call it. Like really beautiful. Looks like Utah in Oregon. And yeah, just a lot of people, but can't blame them. It's easy short hike in there. And gorgeous, like right off the bat. So Lacey and I just ascended out of Juniper Gulch, and we're going to continue northward towards the Painted Canyon area of my last video. We will not make it to Painted Canyon, but we'll be somewhere north as far as we can hike, and then that'll end day number 1. For day number 2, we'll cut west straight towards Lake Owyhee, hit the shoreline, then start working our way back south to the vehicle, or we'll camp on the shoreline for night number 2. Then day 3, we'll make our way back to the vehicle and head back home. But the spring birds are absolutely crazy right now, all the meadowlarks. I'm trying to get one on camera, but they're staying like deep in the sagebrush. But yeah, really excited, really pretty, great weather. So now you're gonna get a recap of what we hiked through to get this point, and continue on from here, just because of the crowds. Do you think you'd have to become Spider-Man today? Oh, Lacey and I have spotted our first paintbrush of the year. Alright, we're at the end of Juniper Gulch. We're gonna drop down to this wash here and work our way up onto this platform. And it's off trail open country from there. Should ditch the crowds too. Lacey working our way around some exposure right now. Pretty sweet view as we climb higher. Alright, welcome back. This is where we left off. Now let's continue up this high desert and see what we could find. Hopefully some wild horses. There's Lake Owyhee down there. We are all the way up on this ridge. I think we're gonna be on up for a while, I think. Way off in the distance, we got our first wild horses. Actually come across a pretty big herd of them. Third group. Wild horses are right here, and here's our scenic backdrop right now while watching them. Random free-range cattle with the horses. Bet you he wishes he was a horse. Came from down there, gained a lot of elevation to get up on this ridge. Super windy. Now we got a absolutely stunning view in the direction of Lake Owyhee. Now we're going to walk this ridge here. It's like a cool looking butte here. But yeah, we're gonna walk this ridge, see where it takes us. So Lisa and I just made it to the summit of this hill, and I'll show you the view we have, all 360 degrees. least he's looking the direction the horses ran off. Drop down somewhere in here, maybe along this horse trail right here, and head for this deep canyon right here. That looks really pretty, so that's where we're going. So we've got some rain on Lake Owyhee right now. Might be blowing this way. Following more horse trails on the way down. From that summit, we've descended into this wash, and that trail I pointed out's on this guy, so we're gonna walk down this wash here. Then the trail will either start from the wash or somewhere up here, and we'll just cut uphill and reconnect to that and continue to that big canyon we saw. So it looks like there's a 4x4 road right here. We're gonna drop down into this area, get on that road, and I think it looks like it goes to that canyon. We're gonna head into that big canyon. Alright, so we're gonna drop off this game trail, go cross country down here, and you can barely see another game trail right here. We're gonna go on that and get onto this flat meadow plateau, and that should be an easy walk to that 4x4 road where we can get to that big canyon right there. So that's what we're gonna do. Just got off the steep hill. Really beautiful skyscape right now. Looks like there's another game trail actually picking up down here in between these rocks. And there's actually a little, I don't know if you could see it, a little arch right there. Be really careful where you step, especially in big piles of sage or big piles of grass, because you can see very lightly there some meadowlark eggs. You want to step on them little guys. Almost to the canyon. Had a dumb cow kind of run at us. We had to yell at it, and he took off. We had to maneuver ourselves so we didn't force him or corral him down into the big canyon. So that added a extra 600 feet to our mileage counter, trying to avoid scaring the dumb cow down the canyon. But he's gone now. We're almost there. This section is gorgeous. It kind of actually reminds me of Zion in Utah, especially with the colors. Kick that. Thank you, babe. We should have brought a rope. I didn't know about this. Like, screw walking on this steep rocky lake shore, so we cut straight up without the packs and found a really nice flat camping area up there with great views and better walking for tomorrow than the rocky lake shore. Only issue is going back up there with the packs now. One last push for the day, and here's our view from camp. Long day, eventful day. Best day of hiking so far of the year. Did everything from vista hikes, wild horses, canyon navigating, beach walk, and meadows for days. Wow. Looks like the adjacent canyon, some friends came down for a drink. Our camp's all set up. Clouds aren't looking too promising to the west for sunset, but I got a time lapse going anyways, we'll see. And before Lacey and I fully relax, we're gonna check out this cliff band. If the cliff band's not doable, I do see a game trail that goes up to the ridge that way, and that's where we'll start for tomorrow. Now the cliff band ends in a sheer drop, so we're going to take the ridge tomorrow. Looks like we're getting some light rays now. Alright, so Lacey and I are in the tents for the evening. We just watched an amazing sunset. We don't feel like walking all the way down to the water to get water for boiling food, so we're gonna have our sausage and some bars and gummies. But on the fun side of things, I hiked in a Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA for me, and for Lacey, a Cayman Jack Margarita. So Lacey's gotten this for these two for us before. We really liked it. And yeah, we're just gonna have our basic food of summer sausages, bars, and gummies, and just chill, talk, and enjoy the evening and listen to the Meadowlarks before bed. And this is the end of day number 1. Good morning, it is day number 2. Sleeping in a bit, listening to all the meadowlarks was extremely relaxing. They started their chirping real early. Tons of coyotes last night, just all around really relaxing night sounds. Today I don't think we're gonna be doing the shoreline walk because it looks very tedious, lots of boulder hopping, impasse points. The cliff band Lacey and I recon last night just dead ends into 300-foot cliff. So we're going to be back up on the ridges, so we'll have good views and hopefully see more wild horses. And the weather looks like it's going to be really good. It's morning right now and it's already a lot warmer than yesterday. So it's going to be a hot one. So filtering water right now. Going to fill up all 3 water bottles and we're going to get going. Let's see what day number 2 has to offer. And there's the canyon we were down in yesterday. So we're looping back around. I just got up on this cliff to stage a sweet shot for Lacey. And she's got to work her way over. Cliff I'm on, the canyon below, really beautiful. Now they're up on this ridge and plan we're actually gonna drop down into there. And this wash right here, we're gonna take that up into this meadow to continue heading southbound to get closer to camp. Hear a helicopter pretty loud. I don't know where he's at. Or if he's harassing the cattle. So we're beyond that pass I pointed out earlier. We're going to contour down. You can see the really well-worn cow and horse trails. And we're going to start using those. And hopefully we could find some more horses by sticking to them. Because I imagine horses make really good trails because it looks like they all travel in a line and they're heavy. So areas where there's no horse trails, I imagine we won't see any horses. Areas with horse trails, we'll see horses. At least hopefully. Really beautiful. Might head up that pretty meadow right there. So right now Lacey and I, we're cross country now going up a pretty steep hill. We got to the flatter part, but we're aiming for that or that. We're gonna get to here, then reassess what it looks like on the other side. It came from down in there, weaved our way up here, then the trail kind of pitted off in here, and we just walked straight up to here. And we camped on the other side of that guy. Yeah, there's a lot of uphill. We're gonna start on this game trail and traverse these rocks. See what we could find. We found a shed way up here. Slight change in plans. Thanks to the ruggedness of the lake shore and us going to go try and get closer to the wild horses. Obviously, camping next to the lake's probably a no-go this evening. I see you spotted a wild horse. We made it to camp. It's not the lakeshore camp I envisioned when I wrote this up, but the contours in Google Maps don't really show how steep, rugged, and rocky the shoreline is. Boulder hopping for 12 miles. These blown out boots doesn't sound like a very good or fun idea. So we ended up going back to the high country, and you can see the road right there that we're exiting to tomorrow morning. Should have an amazing view of sunset up here. I think we have enough water for the night. Nice pile of horse shit. Wild horse shit. That's okay. I'm gonna go take a power nap and reconvene when it's closer to sunset. Alright, so we're getting ready to watch a sunset and going to night number 2 of the whole trip. What were your 3 favorite things?
I really like the wild horses, and then the sunset, and then just how much we pushed ourselves this trip.
Looks like over by Juniper Gulch, that school bus trip or whatever is having a group photo. Probably really creepy that I'm filming them. But their blue tent's kind of stuck out from our spot all the way over here. Well, another amazing day backpacking Oregon's Lake Owyhee, and yeah, we definitely didn't go as far as yesterday, but today was harder. There's a lot more elevation gain. It was hotter. The game trails we used were few and far between, and the ones we were on kind of like would show up and vanish. They're like day 1, the game trails we found in the active wild horse area. It was almost like a groomed hiking trail. I bet ranchers also use it too, the free range cattle. But today is a lot of what felt like 80% cross country travel, and in the heat it definitely didn't help. There was every spring source was either really nasty or just dried up. So yeah, but that doesn't take away from the amazing scenery we saw, all the wildlife. The birds out here have been unreal, the amount of gorgeous noises they've been making. Had another great sunset. Didn't get any alpenglow, but that's okay. Sunset was still really pretty. But after a long, hard day of hiking, that only means one thing once you reach past sunset. Oh, it tastes good. For our last night in Oregon, I got a Oregon brewed Deschutes. Camped on that river once, front country. Camping on last year on our way back from Utah. And it was in bloom. All the frogs and all that were out, and it was really relaxing. So, good beer and scenic river. Dropping down this drainage. On our way back to the road. Chilly morning. You made it back down to the road. Rock looks like one of them creatures from the Dark Crystal.